Welcome to the Lakers Nation news feed. My name is Trevor Lane. Joining me today is Lakers Nation writer Hannah Kulik. Hannah, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be doing this video one this time.
That's right. Some of you may be listening to this just on audio. You may just be listening to this through iTunes or something like that, or you could just be listening to this from the LakersNation.com website. But we're also producing a video version of this that you can find on YouTube. So if you go check out the Lakers Nation channel on YouTube, that should be up on there so you can actually see us interacting here on the show, which is always kind of cool. So we've got a ton to talk about the Ball family. That's going to be our main focus for today's show. Before I get to it, though, I do want to make sure that I mention DraftKings. Head over to DraftKings.com. Use the promo code CLNS. You can actually play for free with your $5 deposit. You can play the first game for free, and you will have a shot at winning up to $10,000 in prizes playing free fantasy basketball. Tons of fun. Definitely recommend it. Use that promo code CLNS, and that lets you play for free. So, Hannah, apparently we are living in a big baller world because that is just dominating the news cycle right now. Everywhere I look, it is LaVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo, LaMelo. They're all over the place. And in fact, one of the big news stories recently was that LiAngelo Ball is going to be leaving UCLA. LaVar Ball was apparently not too thrilled with the suspension that he received for the whole incident in China. What do you think about this? Is this a good move for a young player to leave the college system and then attempt to just kind of go it on his own and then enter the NBA draft that way? Or is this just a huge mistake?
I don't like it at all. I think it's a pretty big mistake, honestly, for my opinion. You know, I think when we look back on 2017 in general, we're going to look back, and LaVar Ball has been probably one of the biggest stories of 2017. I'm kind of over it at this point. I'm starting to feel bad for his kids. And, you know, when the whole thing with LiAngelo went down in China, it was not a good thing. Obviously, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to the country, to the school, to him. But, you know, he handled it well. I think he came back. He showed sympathy, or he showed that he was sorry for it. But the way LaVar handled it, to me, was just not good, in my opinion. He made it sound like it was a joke. It wasn't a big deal. And I just don't think it's a good idea for him to be taking LiAngelo out of UCLA. This is a kid. He's only 19 years old. I don't know what NBA team's going to want to take him. He wasn't even projected to start at UCLA, but I just think this is just burying him further down in the hole, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN has him as not being one of the top picks in the draft, not even being drafted. He's not even on the radar for anybody to draft him. Friend of the show, Sam Vecini, is an NBA draft expert. He knows all the prospects inside and out, and he's the same way. Doesn't think that LiAngelo even has a shot at being drafted. So now you've got a situation where he can't show off his skill set in front of anybody to change those opinions. He's probably going to have to go try and find a pro team to play for, assuming he doesn't want to join the college system, which it looks like he's going to be ineligible. I mean, he's got his own sneaker. He's not projected to make the NBA, but he's got a sneaker already. And man, I mean, what a weird situation. Hopefully it all works out, you know, but whatever the case, it's like the Ball family just finds ways to generate headlines, and this is just another example of that.
Yeah, and also, I don't think it's not a good idea to be taking your son out of college. He was going to be getting a free, great education at UCLA, and just to kind of throw that away, it just is dumb, in my opinion. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, according to LaVar, they were only going to have him stay for a year anyway. No matter what happened, he was declaring for the NBA draft. Right after that, he was turning pro. So maybe he just goes pro early. He's already got his own shoe that's going to be coming out. Tough to maintain an amateur status that way and be eligible to play. But whatever happens, let's talk a little bit about what happened with LaVar and Staples Center. So the LaVar Ball rules, this all just blew up recently, where suddenly media are restricted from talking to friends and family of players. And that's actually been a rule that's been in place for a while. Just now they're having to actually enforce it. Before this, there wasn't really a whole lot of a push to talk to friends and family of players. But with LaVar there, he's always good for a good quote. And so media members were trying to talk to him. The Lakers are trying to limit that. Do you think the Lakers are just kind of like eliminating the fun here, or was this a good move?
I think the last few years for the Lakers has just been so filled with drama. We just want to get back to winning basketball games, and that's all we want to focus on. And LaVar is just being a huge distraction, which I'm very disappointed about just because I know in the summer league he, made a quote like, listen, all I wanted to do was just get Lonzo to the Lakers. He's there. It's in their hands now. And it just seems like after every game, there's a new LaVar quote, and it's just bringing the team down. It's not, LaVar ball on the Lakers. It's Lonzo ball on the Lakers. And, he needs to let his son worry about it. It's not his job anymore.
You know what? I've seen him on CNN now. He's popping up everywhere, and it's at the point where I have friends and family who don't care at all about basketball, don't follow it one bit, and they're asking me, texting me, what's up with this LaVar Ball guy? Like, he is somehow, I wish I knew how he's doing it. Is he just lucking into this, or is he actually a genius? I don't know, but somehow he's got everybody talking about him, and maybe not in a positive way, though. So we'll see how that all works out. I don't know that it's being a distraction for the Lakers just yet, but he's certainly good at generating headlines. And the fact that the Lakers don't want him speaking to the media as much, especially after games. He did criticize Luke Walton a little bit. I guess the shine might be off the whole LaVar Ball show, at least from the Lakers' perspective. Now, one thing that did come out just today, Jeff Goodman of ESPN tweeted something that we've heard before. This is not new, but he's kind of restating the fact that LaVar Ball wants not just Lonzo with the Lakers, he wants LiAngelo and LaMelo to all three wind up playing on the Lakers together. What's your take on that, Hannah? Is that a good idea, or is that something that Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka are going to have to be wary of?
I think it's very highly unlikely, regardless of anything that just went down with LiAngelo in China. Like we've been saying, LiAngelo is not projected to be, a great player. If he's even an NBA player yet, no one knows. I don't think the Lakers would even really have any interest in him in general. And then the youngest one, LaMelo, he's only, 16 or whatever. He still has at least 3-4 more years before he's even eligible to enter the draft. And I also read somewhere, too, that because he has his shoe that just came out, they don't even know if he's going to be able to play for UCLA now. So who knows what's going on. I think it's very highly unlikely, honestly.
Yeah, that's right. LaMelo could end up with those same eligibility issues. Mm-hmm. Look, even if something happens and LiAngelo proves that he is NBA worthy, and then LaMelo, who actually I'm fairly impressed with, from what I've seen from him, he looks like he's at least got an NBA skill set. He's pretty lanky, he's pretty long, got a nice wingspan. He can shoot from outside. He's a pretty good ball handler. I actually think he might be a better ball handler than Lonzo is. He's pretty good at splitting double teams and things like that. Decent passer, maybe not quite the vision that his brother has, but he's got a lot of growing to do. And so you can kind of project out and think about what he's going to be like when he is 18, when he is draft eligible. And by the way, that's something we should mention, that Adam Silver is looking at possibly changing the draft eligibility rules to where perhaps instead of one and done, we might have two or none, meaning you have to go to college for 2 years, or you can declare right out of high school and there's no in between. So if that's the case, you could see LaMelo Ball declaring for the NBA even earlier than his brothers do. But regardless, it would be a really tough endeavor to get all three guys on the Lakers. They would have to do, especially if they really are talented enough to make the NBA. Are you concerned at all that LaVar might try to flex his muscle and force the Lakers to give LiAngelo a look or give LaMelo a look that they don't really deserve just because their brother's already on the team? Is that something that you think Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka are going to have to deal with?
I don't think so. I don't even think they want anything to do with LaVar, honestly. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but I think the Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka right now just want to focus on winning, and they want to focus on bringing championships back to LA. And I don't think anything, if they have to sign LiAngelo, I don't think they're going to even think about that, honestly. I think they just want to get back to winning basketball, and they want to get away from the drama, and I don't think they want to have to keep dealing with LaVar, honestly.
So they're not jumping on board with the triple Bs, you don't think?
No, I don't think so. Very highly unlikely. But we said it earlier, everything LaVar seems to say, we think it's crazy, and then it ends up being true. So I guess you never know, but I still think it's very highly unlikely.
Wait, so you mean Lonzo is better than Steph Curry?
I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't think so. I guess it's his first year. You never know. We're going to have to talk about it in 5-6 years, but I don't know. I'm a big Steph Curry fan, so who knows though.
Well, you know what? That actually is a good point. That's something that we should mention. A lot of people are jumping all over Lonzo Ball. They are just ripping him to shreds, especially fans of other teams. They are just delighted at his shooting percentage and the struggles that he has had. But I feel like, and I don't know if you feel the same way here, Hannah, but I feel like this is Groundhog Day. I feel like we are trapped in some sort of a loop and we're just reliving the same thing over and over with Lakers rookies because it was just last year when everyone was writing off Brandon Ingram at this time. They were saying that he was a bust and he's too weak and he can't shoot and all this stuff. And what's he doing this season? He is tearing it up. He has looked phenomenal. So I would caution anybody that is writing off Lonzo Ball at this stage that it's way too soon to do that. Are you worried about what's happening with Lonzo, or do you agree with me that we just need to be patient?
No, Trevor, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's a huge jump coming from college basketball to the NBA, especially someone like Lonzo Ball. First of all, he's playing the point guard, which is probably just the hardest position in general in basketball. And especially just from all the, he's under such a big microscope right now. And I actually have a lot of respect for Lonzo and the way he's handled himself this season. He hasn't put any blame on anyone else for any of his, shooting woes or anything. He's taken full responsibility. So I have a lot of respect for Lonzo. I'm not freaking out about him. I am a little bit disappointed. I was hoping that he was going to have, or at least be able to shoot well, and maybe be able to contribute a little bit more. But at the same time, I have to try to, stay level-headed and remember he's still so young. It's his first year. He's only been playing in the NBA for a few months now, and got to give him some time.
Absolutely, and I think you're right on the money when you say that the way he's handled things has been really, really incredible. I actually had someone today come up to me and say, "Hey, so do you like Lonzo Ball, or is he just annoying?" And I think people that don't follow the Lakers that much, or at least just kind of catch the clips, they don't understand how different Lonzo is compared to his dad. His dad is just such the over-the-top personality, and he says whatever he wants, and he says things that are just blatantly wrong. I mean, he does all this stuff to generate headlines. He says he can beat Michael Jordan. Lonzo is so opposite. Like, he says hardly anything, and then when he does talk, he always says the right thing. He talks about team first and wanting to just play winning basketball and doesn't care about individual matchups and all this kind of stuff. It's really amazing. And it's a little bit unfortunate that some people, confuse the dad with the player that's actually on the Lakers.
Exactly. I'm feeling bad for Lonzo Ball because, like you mentioned, I mean, he's just a very soft-spoken guy, and I feel like he's the total opposite of his dad. And I think he really just genuinely wants to be good, and he wants to help the Lakers bring back the championships, and he wants to win as many games as possible. So I know he's extremely frustrated with himself, and then to have to deal with all this other drama that's happening around him. I have a lot of respect for how he's been handling himself off the court, for sure.
Absolutely. 100% agree. And you know what? Hey, I'm not going to knock LaVar Ball too much because obviously what he's doing is working. He's going against the grain. I mean, he's going against the big shoe companies. He didn't sign a big deal with them. Now he's going against college basketball, and somehow things have worked out. Will that continue to happen? I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely gutsy. Some may think that it's not the right move, but you know what? We'll see what happens. So far, he's been able to speak things into existence, so we'll see if he's able to continue doing that. Well, Hannah, I think that about wraps things up on all the latest big baller brand news and what's going on with the Lakers. So I think we're in agreement here. Getting all three of the Ball kids, Lonzo, LaMelo, and LiAngelo on the Lakers seems pretty unlikely, and maybe that's for the best, just given the circus that kind of surrounds all of that. Well, thanks so much for coming on here. We're definitely going to have to do this again next time some breaking news comes up.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. And I mean, it's the Lakers. There's always breaking news, right?
That's right. This is a year-round endeavor trying to cover the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's the wonderful thing about them. There's always something going on. So that's about it for today. This has been the Lakers Nation newsfeed. Make sure you check back here. We always have the latest breaking Lakers news with some in-depth analysis. And, of course, head over to LakersNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things Lakers. My name's Trevor Lane. Till next time, see ya.